Welcome back. You're still watching In the Game. If you just joined us, you're welcome. We just wrapped up our top 5 stories, so you can follow, catch up. Use our social media platforms at News Central TV. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hashtag In the Game. Join the conversation. Now, talking about joining the conversation, we have joining us all the way from Leeds, United Kingdom, our very own colleague, one-time colleague. We've got Uraiah Deborah. Thank you so much, Akwa, for joining me at this time. It's a great Saturday morning. We're already shaking off the whole slip because you still got that slip in your eye. But shake it out, bro. It's time to talk sport. You're welcome.
Good morning, Onyechi. It's a pleasure to be in the game today. You're looking fantastic as always.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Well, it's been a good day, yes. Football action returning to leagues. And we have a lot of things happening in Nigeria here at the Niger Delta Sports Festival. And also we've got that African Women's Volleyball Club Championship happening in Abuja. The Niger Delta Sports Festival happening in Akwa Ibom. So it's been a beehive of activity here in Nigeria. So a lot bustling here in Nigeria. Okay, how is it over there in the UK? Of course, looking at league football in England.
Yeah, definitely. And the leagues are heating up. We're getting into the business end of the season. From where I am, Leeds United, they are trying their best to secure Premier League football next season. They've had a lot of highs and lows, but they are very, very close to clinching Premier League status once again. And also, the outdoor season for athletics will begin slowly because last week the indoor session was over. So I'm looking forward to more outdoor activities. Rugby season is back already. Cricket season is back already as well. So things are, going into full gear as well.
Okay, I'll be waiting to get more of that action. But let's stay with Nigeria first. It is day 4 of the Niger Delta Sports Festival in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Of course, it saw a lot of heightened competition as all 9 participating states, they made it into the medal table with Delta State and Bayelsa State leading the pack. Okay, I'm very sure you're not from those states I just mentioned right now, so your state is not yet on the table. That's if it's not part of the Niger Delta region. But I would say these 2 states, they have been dominating from day 1 till this very moment. In chess, we have Delta's Uraiah Patrick and Bayelsa's Deborah Ebimobo. They led the medal haul in the men's and women's category, respectively. Bayelsa swept the women's chess podium entirely for the medals over there presented, while Delta's Chukwunalu Olise claimed gold in the men's 50-meter butterfly, underlining the state's swimming strength. Worry boys, as they would say, they know how to go underwater. In basketball, Cross River and Imo State, they won the men's game, while Bayelsa and Ondo State triumphed in the women's matches. In handball, we have Akwa Ibom urging out Rivers State 11-9 in the men's event, and Ondo State defeating Imo State. In the women's game, Delta beat Imo State 14-6, maintaining their dominance. The festival continues with more action and medal contention across Uyo. Now, as the Niger Delta Sports Festival is still underway in Akwa Ibom, it has been nothing short of intense action coming up from Uyo there. From the first competition we see across multiple sports to a few unexpected headlines coming up and sparking a lot of conversations around the region. Now, while Delta and Bayelsa State, they lead the medal haul, there have also been concerns ranging from athletes' eligibility to internal misunderstandings within the contingents, including a reported incident involving Team Akwa Ibom and the disqualification of Team Imo athletes for age cheating. Now, joining myself and Okwe on the show right now is Onome Obrute, who is the head of special duties at the Niger Delta Sports Festival, in order to bring us clarity to these developments and share the pulse of the ongoing competition in Akwa Ibom. Thank you so much, Onome, for joining me on the show today.
Thank you for having me in the game. Thank you.
It's great to have you. We have Uraiah Deborah still joining us via Zoom too, so it's a full house, but I'm blessed, among men right now. Onome, let me begin with you. I know that there have been some reported news, internal misunderstandings involving Akwa Ibom State contingents and also their state sport authority. I would like to get some clarity about that because we need to understand what really played out, though we heard that the matter is being resolved. What is the true situation of things about the Akwa Ibom contingent and how did it get resolved?
Anyway, for now, we had a technical meeting, and technical committee is headed by the Olympian, the legend, Enefio Kodobong, who apparently is just working beside me right now. We had a meeting till about 1:30 a.m. this morning. We just
Okay, I think we're having some network challenge there with Onome Obrute. Onome, can you hear me, please? Acknowledge that if you can hear me. Okay, we'll continue with the conversation. Okpelu, I still have you, of course, connected. Okpe, yes, I did hear about the whole roar and the situation arising from Akwa Ibom and their contingents at the Niger Delta Sports Festival. And we're trying to get clarity on that. All right, Okpe, please hold your thought. I understand that Onome Obrute is back. Onome, please continue with your thought.
All right, thank you. I said we had a technical meeting last night, and this morning we just finished. I actually had to leave the meeting venue to come have this interview with your good selves. The resolution to that will be given out this evening, and once we have it resolved, I'm sure we'll have that out for the media to know. As of now, I cannot state specifically what the resolution will be, but I can tell you for free that every complaint that has come from every state regarding the games here, we're handling. One major thing I must say is the issue with the Ondo and Abia. An athlete who is from Ondo State, we found out, is running for Abia State. And the mistake these athletes make is they forget that this is not the norm. This is not the tournament where you come and do as you like, where you borrow athletes from other states. We're specific. If you are from Abia, you are from Abia. If you are from Ondo, you are from Ondo. You must represent your state. Such issues, there is no need having any meeting. It's in the rule book, you will be disqualified. So right now, that athlete who ran for Abia State will be disqualified for doing that. That one is certain. But for the other issues we have, we're having meetings to try and resolve them so that we'll let the media know what the resolutions are by latest this evening.
All right, but I want to want you to walk me through what really happened among the contingents from Akwa Ibom State, because I did read that, because we're not there over there in Akwa Ibom, but you're there. So please walk me through what really played out.
What did you read? Can you tell me what you read, please? What did
now,
you
we
read?
heard that there were a lot of misunderstandings from the contingents there, talking about the money to be paid, the welfare given to them as the host state and all. This led to a lot of disagreement between the contingents. We want to really clarify if this is really candid.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, now, for the first time in Nigerian sports, we have insisted that we must be the ones to pay the athletes directly, the allowances. Now, I can tell you for free that a particular state did not come with their football team because they demanded to know how much they will be paid. Instead of the state to tell them the amount we have told the states that will be paying them daily, they refused, and as such, the team refused to come. Now, we are insisting in this tournament. This tournament is strictly developmental. It is one that we are insisting that we must get new talents to replace the aging ones the country already has. As such, we're saying that we are going to pay the athletes directly into their personal accounts. But right now, the states are the ones misinforming them because they do not want to let them know that this is what it's going to be. So right now, you can already understand how athletes are. They are already troubled that, this information is not coming out because the state apparently is not letting them know that we are going to pay them directly. Now, I can tell you for free that the coaches, the athletes will be paid directly by Dunamis Icon, who are the consultants for these games directly to the athletes. That is where the misinformation and communication gap is.
Okay. Now, thank you for giving me clarity on whatever that's been put up on social media. But I would like to talk about the matter of eligibility. That disqualification of the Imo State athlete Chinonso Akudo Nkwocha from Team Imo due to age cheating. What exactly led to this decision, and how thorough was the screening process to prevent more cases like this in this competition?
Okay, thank you for this one. This one is really very interesting. We told We told the media, we told everybody interested in listening that, look, this tournament, we want to try and end certain things, age falsification, age cheats, and if you've competed in multiple competitions, you cannot be part of this festival. But of course, Nigeria always having the winning mentality, we want to try and see how they can bypass all of this. I'll give you an example. We started this whole process with local government trials. So we went to the root of every local government in the Niger Delta. We paid coaches ourselves. We did not allow the states to pay the coaches. We paid coaches ourselves to discover these new talents, whom we want to be unearthed and that will be developed to take over from the already known stars. Now, what we did was, after getting these coaches went to the local government, did trials, got these talents to come to the state level. From the state levels, they all qualified, and they are here in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Unfortunately, some of these athletes thought that it is the usual norm whereby they can go and, just say they must compete. Now, this talent you mentioned, all the coaches here knows this athlete that you mentioned. They all know the athlete, and as such, they are like, no, now, this one has been competing in multiple talent
but wasn't screening done? Wasn't screening done on day one? For the past 9 years, for the past 8 years.
I
beg your pardon, Onome, please. Wasn't a thorough screening done on day one when teams arrived at the competition to find out that this athlete was not eligible to compete? Did this decision have to wait until the team has a game to play before this disqualification happened? Wasn't a thorough screening done, Onome?
You know how thorough screening was done. And now let me tell you where we went a step ahead. Every athlete that was gotten from the local government to the state, we already had their data here. So we printed waiting for them to come. We have your pictures captured, we had your NIN, and we also had your signatures captured. So when you come here and you try to answer someone else's name or you try to be funny, we already have all that we need concerning you. Screening was done. This was already known to us. And so when this athlete came, the coaches themselves were the ones, first of all, raised an alarm that no, this athlete cannot be allowed to participate. The way, let me just say this, no matter how well you try to make these things work, there will be one or two bottlenecks. Those bottlenecks are what we're ready for. And this is a good example. We're going to disqualify this athlete.
All right. I remember at the time you were on one of our shows, Game On, and you previously made a very firm statement that whatever state is found fielding ineligible athlete would see their entire contingent disqualified. Please, can you acknowledge that you did make that statement? Yes. Good. Thank you. Has this stance changed?
Yes, I made that statement.
Why has Team Imo been allowed to continue the event despite this violation, bringing these ineligible athletes to compete for them? Did you change your stance?
Okay, now I'll give you another. Yes, we did. But let me explain something here. Initially, we had said that we would only allow athletes between ages 16 to 18 to participate. But there was this outcry by a lot of athletes saying that because they are national athletes, they are state athletes, it will not be fair, we'll disenfranchise them, they are within the age bracket, so we should let them compete. And so we increased it from 16 to 25. The same thing has happened regarding my initial statement before the game started. We had resolved that when we catch someone violating our rules, we disqualified the entire contingent. However, when we had our last technical meeting before the tournament, it was agreed that we shouldn't disqualify the entire state, but just that athlete in question.
So, was that made known to the public? Was that particular change in stance?
So that's what happened.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Onome. Was that particular change in stance made known to the public, like you did make the first stance known to the public?
Yes.
How was it made known?
Yes. Our media team make all of our agreements before the tournament known to the media and to the public. Yes, we did that.
Okay. All right. I have Okpa and he's got a few questions, of course, to ask Onome Obrute. Okpa, please go ahead, please.
All right, then. Thank you, Mr. Onome, for clarifying some of the controversies that have come up thus far. But just like you said earlier on, this festival is basically meant to be a platform to showcase the future athletes, those who are going to take over from our current athletes. So with the 2 days of competition that has gone on, can you please give us an insight into the quality of action you've seen? In your own opinion, do you think you've probably seen some hidden gems who we could probably be talking about in the next couple of years?
Yes, in fact, thank you so much for this question. Thank you for this question. In fact, as a matter of fact, we just finished a meeting with the scouting and developmental committee. The scouting committee has 10 people in it, and they brought 22 scouts with them. And we, as Dunamis Icon, got 10 sports celeb, Meronyali, Samson Stasia, Henry and Mike, to also support what the scouts and this scouting and developmental committee will be doing. At the meeting we just had now, they've discovered over 1,000 athletes that will shine if properly nurtured. Dunamis Icon is going to take a chunk of these athletes, put them in clothes they were incurred, and try and see how we can take them to meets, both locally and internationally, to try and harness these talents that they've gotten. But we cannot get this information out of the amount of talents we've seen now till after the games when their reports will be ready. There was a girl who is 12 years old who ran the 1,500 race here at the Gospel Akwa Stadium. She came last, but everybody cheered her on. We see a bright future in her. In swimming, I was there yesterday and I saw a lot of good swimmers who we are going to nurture to become great. In canoeing yesterday at the Ibom Meridian Lake that we had the event, we saw a lot of talent, especially from Rivers, Bayelsa, that could really do well with the canoe. You know, the Canoeing Federation president, who is Real Admiral Bobeni, has really invested a lot in canoeing. They won 4 medals at the last All-African Games. So we are unearthing a lot of talent, and I'll assure you, by the end of these games, when the report comes out, even in the UK where you are based, you'll be very impressed with what we've come up with and how we are going to develop them. Because it's not just finding them. What always gets missing in all of this is how developmental proceeds. After you get them, you unearth good talent. What next games?
All right. Thank you, Onome, for giving us this update. And of course, I'm also excited about this Niger Delta Sport Festival because I'm very sure that this is preparation pathway to the National Sport Festival. I'll be hoping that we can hear more good news coming from the Niger Delta Sport Festival. Judging from the opening ceremony, I did say it was something beautiful, and I'm hoping that that can transcend to the final day of the competition. But what is to be expected today? What are we expecting from this sport fiesta today, Onome?
Okay, I normally go around so many venues daily.
Yes, please.
Today, because we're doing a lot of reviews, we're having a lot of meetings. Once we're done from the stadium, I hope to go to the Dakada Center where we're having handball, basketball. From there, I'll go to the New Township Stadium. There's a very interesting game which I will advise both of you to pay attention to. It is the traditional wrestling.
Yes.
It's so much fun, and it's so much technical. It's a tactical sport that I have been watching. That's the sport I have watched the most since I've come to you know, traditional sport, being defeated by a slim. I mean, honorable is being defeated by a leper. You know, it's just fun. But the key thing to this game, why I love it, is because the talking drum, the whistle, and the music is what they use in knowing what to do next in the game. So it's not just there is so much technique in this, and it is fun, so much fun. After this, football, but I'm a football lover, but I'm not really into football because that's my forte. I just want to see sports that I'm not really conversant with. There is the Ultra Center, Ultra Fitness Center, where we have table tennis and lawn tennis. Is an interesting place. There is boxing, and there's the real wrestling ongoing. So I intend to go to 8 other venues today to watch other sports as I normally do daily. However, I'll tell you for free, where you see me spend the most time is traditional wrestling happening at the New Township Stadium, just by the entrance, by the main gate.
All right, Onome, I'll be hoping that we can get more from the Niger Delta Sport Festival. Remember that the medal table is a very important aspect of this competition, so it should be made available because you are the head of special duties. So I'm handing you this mandate right now, please. This medal table should be made
I need
available.
to clarify something about medals to you. I need to clarify this medal issue.
Please go ahead.
If you don't mind. If you don't mind, let me clarify these medal issues with you.
Okay.
The technical committee computes the results daily, and they send to the media committee, who in turn makes it public. We always have it at the close of every day activity that these medals are ready to be given to the media committee, who make it public.
But time is of essence.
However,
time is of essence.
Do not forget. Okay, we will improve on that. I'm sure you will improve on that. I'll speak to the head of technical, Nefiok, and also the head of media, Uraiah, to ensure that the media gets this as early as possible. But don't forget, we're not after medals here. We're after those young talents that we can see and get them to be developed properly for the games. However, your message is well taken. I assure you from today, improvements would come regarding medal collection.
All right, we will take that assurance to the bank and hope that we can always get the medal table at the close of day. It's bragging right on Omeo Bute. It is bragging right. For all those who have states represented in the Niger Delta Sports Festival, you want to know how your state is faring. So it's great to always have things like this. Thank you so much, Head of Special Duties of the Niger Delta Sports Festival, Omeo Bute. We appreciate your clarifications. We appreciate the update you've just brought to us from Akwa Ibom from the Niger Delta Sports Festival. We do appreciate your time on the show. Do have a lovely day.